Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'm going to interject my financial opinions as we go. And if you have any questions, check out finding-value.com. That is where I answer your questions about these sectors, individual stocks, and all that stuff. I just released a midweek update today. We have a question and answer session on Saturday. If you'd like to join, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. And we still have a discount coupon code going on called Mayday, Mayday, if you're interested. So let's dive in. Let's see what's going on. We've got the DXY here. Again, we've still broken to the upside. We've got a little bit of selling pressure here where we've come on down and then we've bounced here. A lot of the times I see this fall even further to the downside and think of it as a flag pattern. That is a possibility. So maybe we get a little bit more weakness in yields before strengthening. We've got the 2-year yield slightly up, but again, we've got the downside pressure. It's right on support, but I'm not seeing a convincing bounce, at least not yet. So my view on this is that we could break out to the downside of this rising wedge as we are against support and we've got the downside momentum and the buyers aren't convincingly moving this higher. Or I should say the sellers. It would be the buyers of bonds because we're looking at yields here. 10-year, 10-year doesn't look that bad. We're putting in a little bullish engulfing that could go a little bit higher in the short term. And then the 30-year, also putting in a bullish engulfing, which could go higher in the short term. So maybe the long end of the curve goes up in the short end. We'll see if it gets stick saved at its support level. Stick save is where you throw the stick back in front of the goal and it blocks the puck based off sheer luck. QIX, TNX, the ratio slightly lower, slightly inverted, and we've stayed inverted for a very long time. That is causing a little bit of pressure on gold to move on higher once this uninverts. It's kind of front running this uninversion whenever it does occur. TLT down slightly. As bond yields were up. We've got a bullish engulfing here, and we'll see if that momentum can continue to the upside. 2-year and 10-year, we're up against this resistance line, and we've got a little bit of an uninversion of the yield curve. So coming over to gold, we've got gold moving sideways here, down about $8, doing a retest on the support. Let's see if we can get some buyers here to muster up a move to the upside. That is a possibility there as we've broken the downtrend. Silver moving flat, but I think this looks good to try to work its way on up. That's also on the back end or the backside of a breakout. So I would be looking at this from further upside. Platinum down just a little bit on the daily. That is a bloody nose candlestick where I think it's going to continue higher. So we're going to try to break through this downtrend line and get through it here hopefully soon. Palladium down 2%, a little bit more of a selling pressure day in palladium. We're right up against resistance here. And we've got support down at $900-ish. XAU to gold ratio, where the gold and silver mining companies have outperformed gold today. They went down less, and we are still at that juncture of breaking out. So it looks pretty good for gold and silver mining companies in relationship to gold. CRB index, to me, this looks like a flag pattern that could potentially break to the downside. So we could still see a little bit further downside in the short term in the CRB index from that momentum of this selling pressure move there. But that doesn't mean that it will 100% follow through. We'll see what it looks like. And this could be, maybe it comes back down here. Very much a possibility. CRB versus the S&P 500, basically sideways today, and we're still within the flag pattern that we've developed. We've got GDX moving sideways right at resistance. There we are at resistance, trying to break through that big old flag pattern. We've got GDXJ, which is on top of the flag pattern, but also moving sideways right at resistance of another flag pattern on a different time frame. SILJ also moving sideways, down 0.7%, kind of like a, I don't know, some sort of continuation pattern, consolidation pattern that we've got. And we've also broken that to the upside here. It still looks good. We're just still consolidating. Crude oil up 1%, bouncing off support. There's that nice candlestick there. This could work its way on up. We'll see if there's any follow through from this hammer candlestick, which is also a bullish engulfing, and see if we can get some momentum generated here. TTF gas down a little bit above all the support levels still. Lots of support underneath us. Still looks good to go higher on a weekly time frame. Natural gas down about %, but I do think we'll work our way on through, probably move sideways for a little bit, work off that inventory that we've built up. We've got XOP. Yeah, you know me. Down 0.5%. We're right at the neckline. Everything still looks good. We need crude oil to get its butt moving. And we need to start throwing in some reversal candlesticks here. It still looks a little bit funky. Big selling pressure, and we haven't really, do we still have another move lower? We'll have to see. OIH also moving a little bit lower today, down 0.36. Down, consolidate, down. Is this another consolidation? Or we might end up in the low 300s. Potentially, we'll see. Sprott-Fisby Uranium Trust put in the bullish engulfing. Looks like it wants to go on higher. Nice little move there, and it is signaling a higher move in the candlesticks. URA doing a little bit of a back test today, and we'll see if we can get some momentum and a bounce tomorrow, getting us cleared out of here. Or are we going to break back inside this larger pattern? I'm not playing the short term on any of this, guys, but we did get resistance right there at resistance. Wow, who would have guessed, right? URNM also selling off 2.8%, but we are still above all of this support. Still looks good. And then URNJ also selling off back to support, and we'll see if that support level holds or if we go back and do another full cycle move there, where we create another loop within the pattern, another bounce. URNJ versus URNM fell back today, so we haven't broken out yet. Still watching it. Higher yields, lower tan. That sounds about right. And we did bounce off the resistance that we hit to the downside. Copper also consolidating. And we'll see, this is probably going to break to the upside. So we're just in a small little consolidation. COPX also consolidating sideways alongside copper. We've got lithium down a little bit off increasing interest rates. Still above the trend line. REMX down slightly, and we're up against resistance. Are we actually going to roll over here? I think a lot depends on where yields are going to go. And we don't know which direction yields are going to break here. They can stay within patterns or they can break down. S&P 500 down just slightly, basically even. Could be a double top, we'll see in the short term. NASDAQ also slightly down, up against some resistance here. We've got the Russell 2000 continuing to move slightly lower, but still looks good on the long-term perspective. KRE up about 0.5%, right, bouncing off support. We've got emerging markets also slightly lower, but we've got nice good support underneath us. I think this is going higher. Makes me think that the dollar is going to go down and yields are going to go down. But I mean, this is a position for that to work under. XHB, it looks a little bit weak to me, like it's like we could come back. It's an inverted flag pattern. What I'm seeing. Moo down a little bit, but still above all these support levels. So I think this is trying to put in a bottom, eventually work its way on up. Iron ore is up 1%. That actually looks really good. Or we've got a little gap here. It's probably going to close this gap, do a retest before heading higher. Nickel sideways, but Still looks good. Still looks good to work its way on up. Aluminum down 1%. Looks like it's fighting. It's fighting. We've got some sort of pattern going on here. Baltic Dry Index up 11%, moving on up, and that does look like, well, we've gapped higher here. There's the actual candlestick there. Nice big gap there. Newcastle Coal down 0.8%, but we've broken the downtrend line. That looks good to go higher. That is a retest. Bitcoin down 1.5%, but we're still within the pattern, flag pattern. And then Ethereum down a little bit, and we are still creating a falling wedge. SMCI slightly up, but again, this looks like CRAP is what my opinion is. Lower, 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 based off the pattern. And then NVIDIA, I don't know how it got back up here. Pure magic. But there's the bullish engulfing fest right before it. So we'll see if this thing can overpower that, or if the sellers are going to keep selling it off like they have been in this section here. So that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you'd like. We've got that May Day coupon code going on. And that's all I've got for today, guys. So we'll catch you later. This is Finding Value.